Hello guys, welcome to Tarot Predictions. Welcome for everybody. And for those who don't know me, I'm Murad and I am a Tarot Master. So today this evening we are going to discuss Venus retrograde, and because it has a representative from tarot cards, this is the Empress reversed, guys. This particular event, it speaks for at least from the tarot side, it does speaks for overabundance. So a great sensitive things of pleasure will be presented to us in this sense. It does look like that we will have a particular difficulties of making choices, especially with regards to our relationships, is because these a lot of things which are presenting us an overabundance is going to emerge in our life, and it will create a hectic wavering inside us, and this will create incapability of making some sound choices or keeping on the path we have already taken. Hello guys, hello, good evening. So people, what advice can the reversed Empress can give us is that a clear detachment from one activity is needed, and if you are willing to wait this period to go away, the problems you may face during this period will virtually solve on their own. But with this being said, it is very likely that your personal relationship, let's say, your intimate relationship, if it is strong enough, if it is something that it has meant to be, it's gonna get even stronger. And if it wasn't what was meant to be, you will kind of feel sensation and pleasure from some other places, and thus you may decide to break it, or your partner may decide to break it. So that will heavily depend on your personal situation. So for this particular predictions, people, sign by sign, I choose 3-card spread which will express the shifting in our relationships. So the first card will represent what kind of relationships are gonna go forward or we're going to advance to a greater heights. Then the second card will express what kind of relationship will going to shift, will take on a turn, and it will change. And the third card will point of what kind of relationship is going to just be, they will just going to vanish, disappear, and you will no longer have to deal with them. So with this being said, people, let's straightly jump into Aries to see what they have to deal with this Venus retrograde. By the way, the retrograde itself, I think that some astrologers says that it also reflects money. So, and it also reflects not only intimate relationships, but as well as partnerships, a family relationship, mutual relationships, friendships, and these kind of stuff. So for Aries, we go with these 3 cards. So guys, with these 3 cards, it seems that the relationships which have a mature motion, which means that they're highly secure, they're strict, everybody knows the rules in them, everybody knows how to push the things through. In the term of that, there is a strict plan of how the relationship needs to go forward, which most likely speaks for partnerships, co-worker relationships, relationships in between very good friends. If this reflects to your intimate relationship, that card may speak for a marriage-like relationship is gonna go forward. So this card generally marks the relationships which everybody have taken a particular responsibility of on his own end for the relationship itself. It's gonna move forward and it's gonna go to a greater heights, guys. Then what is going to what kind of relationships will gonna change are those which you have rather defensive measures, those which are starting to annoy you. They most likely also will shift into a term where you start accepting them quite lightly. You will make it clear in front of those people that you can't handle it anymore. So common solution will be found and the relationship will no longer annoys you. That is most likely with the people that have been just arrived into your social circle, or the people you have dealt with for quite a long time ago, and this dealing was quite lasting till now. So and it was not able to be pushed forward. Now these people, they never learn, but now it seems that they will learn their lesson. So the fatigue of you experiencing in this kind of relationships is going to end, and you can expect unblockage of those kind of relationships, probably in between friends. This marks relationships in between friends. It is the way I see it. It is with a co-worker, you can expect that a certain obstacles that are given to you from your co-workers is going to vanish suddenly, because they will stop having interest in obstructing you leading your career. If this regards to your intimate relationships or your intimate interest, then it seems that the person you are chasing to be with you, it will just going to surrender and it will give it a go. If not this one, but this one reflects to your personal and intimate relationships. And then it is what kind of relationships is going to basically vanish off your table, Aries. That's the Four of Cups. And these are the relationships which no longer have any emotional interactions whatsoever. It is just you have become stone-colded, and suddenly during this Venus retrograde you will decide that these kind of relationships serve you no longer. So basically those relationships which are putting you on hold, it has no unfoldment, you have lost trust in those people, they will just simply vanish off your plate, do your own desire to do so. So you will be the one who initiate this breakup. Then after the Aries, we're going to Taurus. So hello guys, how are you doing tonight? You feeling the energy of Venus? Pretty much I can say that I feel it. So with Taurus, okay. So Taurus, this speaks that this highly and very loudly speaks that your marriage is gonna go quite quickly and rapidly forward, guys. For those who are married, for those who are not married and they're experiencing engagement, also the same thing. But this particular card, if you are single, it reflects to those kind of relationships where you have with your teacher, your master, the person who is taking care of you, and the person who is actually guiding you through your life, like a supervisor, like a mother, like a father. And these kind of relationships are gonna go forward. They will they will expand, and they will go to a greater heights. So what you need to do here when this is start to happening is that you need to accept those sound advices which these people are giving you, especially if we're regarding to your marriage, guys. You need to listen to your wife or to your husband in order to be able to kind of, you know, solve misunderstandings and move from there forward for a greater height. Then the relationships that will take on a turn. This is the Magician card. Okay, so it seems that people around you are going to see you in a very different, most likely unpleasant light. So here we are seeing you that you may start losing followers, Taurus. Here we are seeing you that a certain communications may be broke with a particular people, and relationships that you thought that are indestructible may turn out that they are quite fragile, as a matter of fact. So with this being said, guys, it is a mandatory for you to present yourself as one is, and don't try to be someone else, especially if these are new formed relationships. Don't make a bad impression for the people that are around you. And then the relationships that are going to end, that's the Nine of Cups. And unfortunately here we are seeing some relationships that are creating a essential pleasure inside you are going to end. This is most likely because incapability of setting a closure to that relationship in a term of, you know, closing the deal there. So this will be a short term, just day or two or maybe week or two relationships with a particular people, empathizement that is going to end suddenly, and will leave a room for you to go to the next one after that. That kind of combination here, if we exclude the Hierophant card, guys, very well looks like someone that is juggling into a dating site, or is trying to find a person for them, a person that to involve with him emotionally. And this speaks for a lot of such people that are trying to involve, or you will try to involve with them emotionally, and unfortunately with not many of them will happen. So you just need to have patience here, and you need to search the one who fits the most into your understanding of how one pleasant relationship should be led. Now here, guys, it is very important that you need to clinch more to the emotional side rather than the stable side. What I mean is that you cannot earn the trust, or you cannot give your trust to someone just when you meet them. Try to, you know, first unlock your emotions toward that guy before you actually earn their trust or give your trust to them. Well, Jin, I am just interpreting the cards. If someone is not favorable, then actually that's not true, because, you know, with every experience there is a lesson that has to be learned, and we all learn until we are alive. And yeah, if you're open to learn the lesson from this Venus retrograde, if you're a Taurus, for example, it seems that, for example, for Tauruses, it seems that these relationships that are going to fall from their plates are meant to make them miserable later in the future, even though these relationships now are creating a kind of sense of happiness. But this happiness marked with the Nine of Cups, it's kind of unstable. It is kind of, you know, you need to really put your devotion into it in order to sustain it, to stabilize it, to make it long term. And you cannot shine everywhere. That's the thing. You have to choose only one to set your effort at. So after this, we are going to Gemini. So with Gemini, we are having these three, and very favorable one first, guys. The very new formed relationships are gonna go for a long run here with the 4 cards. So you just met someone that you made your boyfriend or your girlfriend, and that will go for a very, very long term. Okay, it seems that you allow yourself to experience in these new formed relationships ups and downs, as the ups and downs are, and these relationships also will shift you. It's going to change you into a very, very positive way. So brand new experiences are waiting you, Gemini, through these new formed relationships that you are going to embark, initiate, create during Venus retrograde. And then the relationships that are going to take on a change is the Knight of Swords. And this is with the people, guys, that are really pushing you. They're really trying to take the best of you. They are really trying to push you tenaciously, and they're exhausting you, and they're pushing you to the very edge of your limits and of your patience. So these people, they will stop pushing you like this. They will stop pushing you hard. So you may expect that these very, very, very troublesome and intense relationships are going to calm down, and they will kind of become much more manageable. And with this being said, from there, it seems that you will start expressing more emotions toward these people than right now being with them just because you have to be with them, because they do have something you need, or they can push something that you need to be pushed. So it speaks mainly for those mutual relationships and partnerships rather than romantic relationships. Now the 4 here kind of speaks more for romantic relationships if we're looking at the rose, because the rose is what makes me impression here, and the rose, the white rose especially, it's a symbol of innocence, purity. So all these relationships that were created here with innocence, and they were pure, their initial state, it will go for a long while. They will go for a long run. And then those relationships that will end, guys, with the Knight of Wands, we actually mark flirting. We mark relationships that were just spontaneous, but in a term of that you were just the second option available. These kind of relationships will end. So if you do have a lover with a family, for example, that has a family, that relationship should end with Venus retrograde. Also, if you do have a friend, or you're having a mate that is dating you and someone else, or you and other people, then it seems that these relationships are going to end. Or if you're dating with multiple people, it seems that you will focus on only one of them rather than to everybody. So for Gemini, it seems that they are going to find someone very substantial during this Venus retrograde. And with this being said, just summarizing here, and with this being said, this relationship newly formed will gonna go for a really, really long way, guys. After Gemini, people, we are going to Cancer. I know we are at Cancer, Marisa. Capricorn is after 5 star signs. Oops, sorry. So for Cancer, okay. So we got you these 3 guys: the Two of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, and the World card. So with the Two of Wands, we are seeing you that those relationships which will be, they are not formed yet, but they will be formed soon. They will start expanding. So this kind of speak for a type of relationships where you wouldn't usually would do. Okay, these are unusual type of relationships. Mainly career type of relationships, mainly business type of relationships. So those who are owning a private business or are dealing with customers into their career, it seems that they will find someone that will be a quite valuable asset into their arsenal of earning money. If we're talking about intimate relationships here, those relationships which you have control upon, in which you are the one who is setting the direction for the relationship itself, it's gonna go forward, guys, and it's gonna expand and improve. Then we are having the Queen of Pentacles, people. These are the relationships which are going to shift and change, and those are these kind of relationships, guys. It is really difficult for me to explain these kind of relationships. So it seems that these are relationships that are feeling like they are not maximized, but in the same time it seems that you have exhausted everything you could, you have consumed everything you could from that relationship, and thus a new direction for this current relationship will be found. So with this being said, that will be a relieving of responsibilities into your mutual relationships or into your career relationships and these kind of stuff. And as well, it seems that these kind of relationships will be mostly based on trust. Okay, so relationships which you couldn't trust until now is going to shift, and you will be able to start trusting in them. So think very carefully, Cancer, whom you could have not trust until now, and try to see if these kind of people, they can earn your trust, and these kind of relationships will move forward. And from there we are going to the World card, which is the relationships that are going to end. And unfortunately, these are some sort of long-lasting relationships are gonna end. So this particular card says that you had a friend for many years. It seems that I'm not saying that you will lose that friend, but the empathizement, the communication, the dating, and these kind of stuff, they will start diminish until probably there will be quite a few months before you again contact together. So it's kind of dividing, it's kind of separating for from a long-lasting relationship. So you can open yourself a room for a new empathizement, new relationships, and these kind of stuff, guys. Like clearing out your personal private space for a new people to embark your life. After Cancer, guys, we're going to Leo. So for Leo, we got these three cards. Instantly, what makes me impression, guys? All Pentacles. So this Venus retrograde is going to bring you somehow very stable kind of empathizement relationships, people in your close social circle that you can surround yourself with. So what will start going forward are those kind of relationships which you're feeling carefree, which you're feeling feeling free to do whatever you like to do, these relationships which people does not smother you down, and these kind of relationships where people actually adore you and adore your professionalism, if we're talking for a career relationships. So every mean person, it seems that it will unaffect you during this Venus retrograde, and you will surround yourself with those kind of people that are really finding the value in you, and they're finding you as a very good friend, lover, mate, or a co-worker. And these kind of relationships will gonna go forward, Leo. And from there, what is going to shift here again, we said, is those relationships which you don't have trust in. You will start becoming more and more trustworthy, because those people are going to bring a new circumstances into your table. So blocked relationships are gonna get a new direction by new meaningful circumstances that are going to happen, and also some responsibilities into them is going to fall off your shoulders, it's going to fall off your plate, and that's why you will start become to feel more carefree and with more freedom, like, so you can express yourself as just one is. And then, guys, it is what kind of relationship is going to end, and this is a very positive card basically here in this position, because basically here it says that a rotten relationship is going to end, a relationship that is falling apart, relationship that is breaking your trust, relationship that is consuming your resources as time, effort, and also like emotions. So if you have a particular empathizement or particular people around you that you are seriously considering to push them away, with this card, this is a clear sign, guys, that you got to push them away, because they are only harming you, people. They are only harming you. So if someone is taking their time and someone is not calling you and you're feeling their absence, don't try to contact them. It seems that this relationship is almost over. So wait, if they contact you, that's good. If they don't, well, they don't. You move forward from there, rather to spend more time with those people which are really finding value in your present. They are finding value in your personnel, and they really can create joy around you. After Leo, we are going to Virgo. So, oh, fantastic, Virgo. Which is what I can say is, first of all, family relationships are going to be boosted. Not to mention that these kind of relationships that really creates in you a very strong sense of security, and these kind of relationships that are really there to your heart. Those kind of relationships where the trust is mandatory in between two people are going to go forward. It also, the card speaks, relationships in between elders and minors are gonna go forward. So as I'm saying, family kind of relationships, people, I'm talking about in between you and your family, or in between you and your children. This is not about a love kind of relationships, guys. It is about two people who are, or a circle of people that are knowing their place into the hierarchy. They're honoring that place into the hierarchy, and through this, these relationships are strengthened with even more trust, more warm environment, and through this build-up of a trust, it seems that both sides are going to experience more personal independence. And then, what kind of relationships are going to take on a new term? And the way I see this is blocked relationships, or in other words, those which are unfolding very, very slow. Suddenly the motion, or the inertia will gonna take a place here, guys. And for example, if you have met recently with a guy or with a girl and you're trying to establish a date, but they're not really responding you very often, you may start expecting that they will start responding you more often and more often until the relationships take this healthy turn. You know what I mean? It's like you are talking every day and we are hanging out every day and these kind of stuff. And through this, an emotion will went back into your relationships. And then, what kind of relationships for you, Virgo, are going to end? With the Five of Swords, I can say only one thing for this card, are those kind of relationships where people are abusing you, humiliating you, abusing your trust, and trying to exploit you. In other words, misusing their power over you. So if you have a shitty boss like this, maybe your boss is gonna get fired, or you may go being reassigned, or this kind of stuff. But whatever it is, this kind of relationships will not affect you anymore, if we're saying that. So, happy thing for Virgo. So now let's move to Libra. And with Libra people, we have the Justice, the Hermit, and then the Eight of Pentacles. The way I see this, guys, the way I see this, it is more like career rather than love. It is more like career. So, what kind of relationships will go forward? Those that you have worked a lot before you can really establish your relationship. So that speaks for personal connections, people that really are capable to do you any favor, to do you any service, people that are really contributing for your prosperity, and people that really you have a use from them. These kind of relationships are gonna go forward from now on, guys. And it seems that you have worked in order to sustain them. So also those kind of relationships which are really giving you a room to breathe, a room a space, a room for free and personal space will also go forward. So you cannot expect those kind of relationships which are drawing you into into emotions, or people which are annoying you will be around you for quite a long from now on. It's because their reign is coming to an end. Then what kind of relationships are going to take on a turn? This is with the Hermit card, guys. We are marking kind of important relationships are gonna get in turn, and I'm talking for important relationships where you or the other person have withdrawn for thinking. Okay, so they or you have been thinking either you should give it a go or not. And here we are seeing you that withdraw is no longer present, and they are gonna give a go, or you are the one who is gonna give a go. So you may expect that those separations which happened in the past to end, and reunion to come down into your life. So with this, I can say also what is very important with this card, guys, is that some relationships which are not meant for you, they are gonna end. So new formed relationships that are really meant for you, are really the light at the end of the tunnel for you, are going to emerge for you, Libra. And then what kind of relationships are going to end with the Eight of Pentacles? Strictly business kind of relationships, business partnerships are gonna come and end, just because you have found out that you can do it all alone, or you may have found out that or you analyze that following up that partnership is not really giving you the results you desire, and thus you will decide to break it and to move forward from there. If we're talking for intimate relationships, this card in this position is marking those kind of relationships that you have tried everything possible to make it work, and the damn thing doesn't want to work again. I mean, it just doesn't want to work. And so you will say, fuck it, I don't want to do it anymore, and back. You clear yourself a room to move forward from now on. So for Libra, just to summarize for Libra, guys, only those kind of relationships which fate itself, because justice is one of the karmic cards saying that everybody gets what they deserve. So those relationships which are meant for you, in another way, those relationships which are meant for you to experience are gonna be long lasting. The rest is going to drop off your plate. So whatever it is going away from your life, even if it is a romantic partner, a very stable partner in terms of business, don't mourn about it, because you know something else will replace its will take its place. It's going to replace it, and it will be much more profitable, prosperitable, and it will give you much more bigger outlet for the future. So after this, we're going to Scorpio. So let's see about our Scorpios. Let's see about us. Three majors. It seems something really major. Really major. So with the Lover's card, that is quite obvious. A harmonious relationships, intimate relationships, partner relation, everything that it is built by a harmony, it is built naturally, is going to be long lasting, even a lifetime lasting, guys. So if you do have a romantic partner and you're willing to make compromises, or you don't have to even give yourself an effort to make a compromises because their happiness is your happiness, then it seems that congratulations, you have just found out during this Venus retrograde, you understand that you have found out the man or the woman of your life. So this will be a long lasting. With the Lover's card, people, not much to be said, but that a two perfectly matching, not difficulties, bullshit. I just get excited. Opposites are going to collide, and from that collision something new born is going to emerge. So guys, you may expect that these relationships which are with harmony are protected by destiny itself, and nothing can actually bring them down. No time, no space, No problems can bring those relationships down, guys. Then what relationships are gonna take on a shift for you, Scorpio? This is with the justice relationships. These are completely business relationships that are going to take a shift in the environment is gonna start to become a little bit more friendly than usual. So if you are dealing with clients, you may expect that these clients will start becoming more and more friendly. You shouldn't be surprised if they are, invite you on a cup of coffee and this kind of stuff. So it is kind of about losing. I'm not saying losing, but losing. It's like lose of a news. Lose of a news that is going to happen. Okay, it is kind of difficult for me to explain it, but I hope that you get what I'm saying. So and from this, it seems that freedom is what is going to embark into your life. More friendships is what you will start building up. But these friendships is not going to break up the hierarchy you have already established. So even if you are, for example, a boss or a supervisor, and you're starting to creating a little bit more friendly environment among the people that you are dealing with, among the people that are working for you. They will know their place. They will not trespass you in the term of that you are their supervisor. So at the working place, you will stay their supervisor, for example, but it is no harm done if after work you go out and have a couple of beers with them. You know what I mean? And the same thing goes into your social circles. Those who are being pretty straightforward, those who have really set up boundaries in front of you and them, are going to lose their boundaries. And a more and more friendship and spontaneous behavior is going to happen in between you and them, Scorpio. And then what kind of relationships are going to end in your life? And this is a kind of relationships that are poisoned. These are kind of relationships that are actually no matter how much effort you are giving in, they're just having no progress. So if you are desperately trying to establish dating with someone, desperately trying to become a friend with someone, and it's not happening, you gotta leave that behind, guys. You just have to leave that behind. Or if someone is trying to get into you, but you are not budging up, you have to make it clear in front of these people that you don't want to do. You don't want to have anything in common with them. So you gotta stand up and speak clearly that you just want them out of your life. But the very least with these three cards, guys, Scorpio people, we are seeing you a very, very big advance in regarding to your relationships with the exterior world for the better. It seems that a lot of harmonious relationships are going to happen, if they are not happening already for you, and a lot of love and a lot of spontaneous happy emotions that will be expressed among everybody involved. So after this, we're going to Sagittarius. Hi, Laura. You're welcome, Judy. Okay, so for Sagittarius, kind of a similar message, a little bit different, but in the most part similar as a Scorpio. So what kind of relationships are going to move forward from now on is those with a mutual understanding that everybody has a right to be happy. So if we're talking about intimate relationships, we're talking about those more like an open type of relationships that are going to move forward, and those kind of relationships where people were willing to make a really solid compromise with the other, so the relationship itself doesn't take in an extreme measure and term. Also, this card suggests strongly that a relationship which are having a nurturing and healing effect for you will going to stabilize, go stronger, and go forward from that one for a very, very long period of time in the future, even though they may become indestructible in the future. Then, what kind of relationships are going to take on a turn for you, Sagittarius? This is the Devil card. So with the Devil card, guys, are those abusive kind of relationships will become no longer abusive. So if you do have a boss that is really abusing you, if you do have a boyfriend or a girlfriend that is really abusing your sense, your emotions toward them, or your professional experience and your professional skills, those kind of relationships are going to end. It seems that you will be able to break free from those chains which are giving you, which are setting you in, let's say, obligatory or making you obliged to stay in those relationships. You will be free to go away, but you will not have to, because the same relationship is going to shift, change, and take on a new term toward a more healthy relationship. And then what kind of relationships are going to end for you, Sagittarius? This is the Six of Swords. So with the Six of Swords, these are relationships based completely on promise, but in reality, nothing is happening. They are going to end up for you. So it seems that empty promises will be what will be exposed during this Venus retrograde, and it will kind of, it will kind of relieve you from these false hopes that are set up in your mind. And even if this kind of breakup could have rather, unpleasant symptoms, it seems that after that it will have quite of a nourishing and healing effect. There is no mistake why the Temperance came first here. It is because you will exit this Venus retrograde healed and nourished from bad relationships, guys, especially those which are abusive relationships. After that, we're going to Capricorns. You're welcome, Amy. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you. So, guys, Capricorns. Okay, we have those three cards for you guys. And it seems that those kind of relationships which are presenting you as surprises, and they're without any rules involved in them, they are going to go forward. So we are talking about those spontaneous kind of meetings, those kind of friends which you don't have an agreement before that, but they're just calling you, hey, do you want to hang out today? And you are hanging out. It is what is going to move forward. Another thing for this card is those relationships which have been planned in the past are going to move forward, if we're talking about business here. So you have, let's say that in your business or in your career, you have planned to meet with someone because you have some particular idea or some project that you want to show them. This kind of relationships will go for a long way. So it seems that your project, your idea, or your sale is going to be approved, guys. Then what kind of relationships we're gonna take on turn? Those are hard relationships to maintain, that they always require so much effort from your behalf that it's almost heroism from you in order to maintain and stabilize that kind of relationship. So it seems that the things are going to get calmer, the things are going to get more smoother, more natural, and those kind of relationships will kind of, hold their horses, if I can say it that way, and you don't have to invest ever so many ever so much effort, in order to stabilize and sustain them. This seems to me, guys, that are really difficult karmic relationships are going to become more easy on you people. And then it is what kind of relationships are going to end up in your life, guys. And these are imaginary kind of relationships. So if you are hoping to meet with someone, it may not happen, okay? Or if you are hoping to be involved in someone romantically, it may not happen. It most likely won't happen during this Venus retrograde. So you, in this Venus retrograde, guys, you need to work with what you already have rather than to expect to meet someone new, especially if we're talking about your relationship. You gotta work out with what you already have. And with the first card, it seems that you do have quite a lot, only if you are capable to show a little bit heroism at the start, and then things are gonna start becoming with much the things will start evolving for you with much more ease than in the start. So after Capricorn, we're going to Aquarius, guys. Very nice for Aquarius. We got these three. Okay. So relationships. Thank you, Cecilia. So relationships which were recently solved, in a term of that, relationships which within recently there were problems and those problems were solved. These kind of relationships are going to go for a long term. Those relationships where you are capable to maintain the peace within Aquarius are going to go for a long run. Those relationships where you don't have to take all the major decision in are going to go in a long term. So these speaks for a equally balanced relationships that you have in your life. They are going to go for a long run, and nothing from the exterior is going to happen to destroy them, bring them down, or threaten them. And then what kind of relationship is going to take a shift and a turn? And this is a kind of relationships where you have been disappointed, but you yet have not decided to break it or make it. And this card suggests that these disappointments are going to end, okay? They are going to shift toward a much more pleasant experience within those relationships, which means that if recently, let's say, your co-workers didn't do whatever you have expected them to do, they have learned their lesson, excuse me, and from now on they will do exactly what they have been taught to do. Same goes for intimate relationships for you, Aquarius. It seems that your partner, if they have hurt you in the past, they have learned their lesson and they will not dare to hurt you anymore, knowing that you have made quite a lot of compromise in order to stay there and maintain the balance of that relationship, and they are grateful for that. Okay, so what kind of relationships are gonna end up for you? This is with the Five of Swords, guys. Again, what we said is those kind of relationships which are humiliating you, that are causing you troubles, where people are exploiting, they're trying to sit on top of you, they're trying to sit on your neck, and they're trying to abuse you mentally and emotionally. And also those kind of relationships where you have lost trust in the partner or in the person from the other side also are going to come to an end during this Venus retrograde. So it seems that for you as well, however, in a different way, Sagittarius, not Sagittarius, but Aquarius, sorry. Also, only the meaningful, really, those kind of relationships which are really will benefit you in the future are going to stand. All else relationships which are harmful for you, the Venus retrograde is just going to wipe them away. And last, guys, but not least, we are going to Pisces. Okay, guys, so this Venus retrograde Pisces, it's gonna bring you a revival of relationships that is almost dead, you know, or type of relationships that are almost dead. Those type of relationships, guys, where you are now giving a serious thought, is it worth it really to go forward? And the Venus retrograde period is probably will bring you circumstances where you will decide that those kind of relationships are really worth moving forward, you know. So with this card, it also speaks that you will be able to shield yourself from some deceiving circumstances that are waiting for you just behind the corner in those kind of relationships. But it is that's really beautiful, guys, because it seems that you have just been able, Pisces, to give a second chance to this person or a mate or a lover, excuse me, that did a stupid thing in the past, and they're really now begging you to have a second chance, and it seems that you will be the one who is giving it. Or if you are the one who is begging for a second chance, then this second chance is gonna be given to you. Then what kind of relationships is gonna take on a new turn, and this is rather carefree relationships are gonna start becoming much more serious from now on. So it seems that a very favorable card for a business kind of relationships, guys. So someone, if someone is not taking you on seriously now, it seems that this Venus retrograde will really make them take you seriously, really make them take you someone responsible, someone capable to perform work, to execute projects, you know, to brainstorm troubles. If we're talking for more social circle and personal relationships, it seems that out of the flirt and out of this random dates with a one single particular person, something serious out is gonna happen after that. So be on a watch out for this one, guys. And at the end, it seems that those kind of relationships where no longer emotions are involved in them are just going to be broken. Okay, so they will die, and that will be a good thing. So this Venus retrograde for you, Pisces, for whatever you don't feel from within, and in whatever relationship you don't have any emotions toward, but only just because you have it as a routine, you're maintaining it. It seems that this exactly kind of relationship is gonna end for you, and it will really give you a room to breathe, because it seems, guys, that you will either be given, or you will be the one who will give a second chance to someone who just screwed up in the past. Okay, so pretty major Venus retrograde for everybody, especially for fellow Scorpios. Now we have the three majors, guys. We have the three trumps, and that speaks that this will be a very important thing for us. And I think for Libra as well, they had something very meaningful. But with this being said, guys, that was the Venus retrograde. I know that it is a little bit shorter than usual, but that was the spread. And if you do have a question, rather the answer is quite quick and short. It depends. Again, the question is the key, guys. So I thank you everybody all for watching. Thank you for your likes and share. It really does mean a lot to me. And as per usual, guys, you have a great one this evening. And through the Venus retrograde, I hope it doesn't give you a lot of turmoils. I hope that it brings you really love, guys, and abundance, because this is what Venus retrograde is, overabundance. And yeah, you take care now, guys, and see you next time. Bye.